coming to you. Today is the 4th of June, 2026, and we have got ourselves a Thursday show that for me feels like Friday because I'm going to be out of here.
Mm-hmm. It feels like Friday to me, too, because that's what I said to Steve West as I passed the studio going, Happy Friday. And then I was like, oh, no, today's not Friday.
You're going to be very upset tomorrow when you wake up and you still have to come back to work.
I know.
So close.
So close and yet so far.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah. Missed that by a mile.
Oh, well.
I'm in your world.
Yeah, sorry about that. Getting 4 days off work, and I'm just going to try to relax
Is
for
that
some
her
of it.
way of saying she wants to go with you wherever you're going?
Kind of. No, Brooks Burdett will be in with me tomorrow, co-hosting. You're out. Enjoy your day.
I'll do my best.
Steve was out Monday, so we're all higgly-biggly this week. I think
man.
that's what's throwing me off.
What the heck?
Yeah, we'll be all right, though.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually.
We hope.
Yeah, man, it is 6:07. We've got a high today of 85 degrees with sunny skies. Looks like about 88 tomorrow with sunny skies once again. It is dry, which is nice.
Yeah.
Spent a little time outside yesterday. It was warm, but it was not,
not humid.
painful.
Like it. Yeah, it was really quite pleasant
Yeah,
last
boy.
night.
And then we got, chance of rain creeping into the forecast late on Saturday and kind of drifting into the Sunday daylight hours. We'll see how that goes. I'm not that concerned about it. I don't think you should be either, not after what we've been through.
Oh, no.
With all the
that'll be
rain and the
nothing.
thunder and the lightning and the whatnot that we've dealt with the sound and the bang and the booming and the wow.
Lady.
Yeah. See, it does feel like a Friday show.
See,
We're
it
already
does.
off and
That's what
running
I'm
to see how
saying.
it is.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Bugs is ready to take care of what bugs you. They are online at mrbuggs.com, mrbugs.com. Mr. Bugs comes out, treats the home. First thing you do is you get an estimate because, larger homes are going to cost a little bit more. Smaller homes cost less. They gave me a very reasonable price for my place. And so on a monthly basis, they would come out and they would treat me. And they kept saying, Richard, we really only need to come out once every 3 months. And I said, I hate bugs so much. I want you here every month. They said, we really do believe we could do. All right, fine. Dialed them back to once every 3 months. Guess what? Saving me money and still bug-free. So love that. Love the termite bonding. Love the mosquito reduction. Love everything about them. Mr. Bugs, mrbuggs.com, in business for 45 years statewide at 844-MRBU-GGS. What I'm starting to hear now, if you are looking at anything resembling the liberal media, is a lot of whining about freedom of speech in Scott Pelley. They silenced his freedom of speech.
Oh, please.
I'm
It
like,
doesn't
well,
work that way.
He sure seems to be talking a lot for somebody who's been silenced. He's issued 2 or 3 different statements now since he got fired. He seems to think he carries a lot of weight. What I find funny, I was just looking over this piece by Brian Stelter over at CNN, and he says, how are they going to gain their reputation back? How is CBS going to gain their reputation back? You mean the reputation
Tell the
they
truth.
lost?
Stop being right, left-leaning so far. Get a little bit more to the right.
Yeah, the reputation that they lost during the Russian collusion hoax, or that they pounded into the ground during the COVID situation. The thing that gets me about Scott Pelley, and all of these people coming to his defense, is it's a turn of phrase that I've used when it comes to the Fourth Estate a lot, and I'm sorry if it's boring you or if it becomes a bit wearing, but it is absolutely true. The lack of curiosity that the Fourth Estate has, the Fourth Estate being the press, that CNN has, that MS Now has, that CBS and NBC and ABC have had, that the New York Times has had, the lack of curiosity when you are interviewing David Hogg and a bunch of students that are taking buses to Washington, D.C. to testify in front of Congress about gun safety, and you don't say, by the way, who paid for these buses? Who's paying for this trip? Who's paying for your hotel rooms?
The problem is they know. They understand.
Do they know?
They understand behind the scenes what's going on, and they're not asking those questions.
I don't think they want to know.
No, I think it's a double.
Yeah.
I think it's double. I think that they have a pretty good idea, and they don't want to reveal who it is, and they're not going to ask those questions.
They're afraid they're not going to like the answers. Yeah. That's what I really think is going on. When they go out to talk and cover these, peaceful protests in front of the Newark ICE facility, ICE detention facility, first thing they do is they go, oh, well, the inmates inside are claiming that they're overcrowded and that the food is terrible and that they're, it's one thing after another. And then Tom Homan comes out and says, it's a 1,000-bed facility. We have 760 people in there right
There's
now. Does
plenty
that sound
of room.
overcrowded?
Nope.
No.
Plenty of
Says,
room.
here's the menu for today. It includes peach cobbler. Does that sound like the food is terrible? This is better than hotel food. This is probably better than what you guys are getting at the breakfast buffet over at La Quinta, where you're staying while you cover this. And by the way, why has not one journalist asked, where's all this bottled water coming from? Where are these helmets? You guys are wearing fairly expensive helmets. Remember when they covered the protests at Harvard and NYU, the anti-Jewish, anti-Israel protests, and at no point did they say, all these are the same tent. Where did they come from? All these coolers, these very expensive coolers you kids all have, who paid for these? That lack of curiosity has destroyed your reputation, CBS and NBC and ABC, and it's why nobody takes you seriously anymore. And
because it's all it is has been propaganda.
Yeah.
For one side.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all it's been. That's what you've been doing, and it started way before COVID. But COVID really opened up our eyes.
Oh yeah.
That's when everybody said, "Okay, this really is going on, and it's worse than we ever imagined." And I think that's really when it started.
How is it possible that at no point did Scott Pelley or anybody else at CBS, while under the old guard, nobody seemed to say, hey, listen, Dr. Fauci, while I have you here, you've said multiple times if you get the vaccine, you can't get it and you can't spread it. Yet I personally know several people who had the vaccine and had COVID. Would you care to explain? I mean, let's talk to this guy over here. You got the vaccine? Yeah. Here's the mark right there. And did you have COVID? Twice. Okay. Dr. Fauci, ball's in your court. You want to explain? Never got asked that. Never got asked that. Never questioned these young, seemingly healthy, athletic males that were dropping dead from myocarditis after getting the COVID shot. And that number skyrocketing in terms of percentages of those kids who are dying for no acceptable reason. And never a word, never asked about it.
And again, you just go back to they were doing CNN was the worst of it, doing the count of how many people had died from COVID, with COVID. And that went on for weeks and weeks and weeks. Talk about trying to put the fear into the public. Just keep doing the countdown of the people that have died from COVID. Instead of, again, doing some interviews, talking to people. Remember all the ivermectin discussion? Oh, no, we can't do that. Now you got to wear 3 masks instead of 1 mask. You got to be 6 feet instead of 2 feet, whatever, all this ridiculousness that we went through. Find out the source of where nobody did that. Nobody really looked at the research and found out where this thing came from. They were just taking it from Anthony Fauci. Oh, okay, that's really where it came from. It's not a lab leak. It's from the wet market. And you're like, wait a minute, none of this makes sense. None of it did to any of us.
And that kind of really bad reporting and that kind of lack of curiosity led to the rise of people like Alex Berenson on X, who was one of the first people. He got kicked off of Twitter and was one of the first people that Elon Musk put back on X. And he came out and both guns blazing, like, let me tell you a little thing or two about COVID. And laid it out. You had doctors who had done in-depth research on this and in-depth research on the shot that were being silenced on social media. But this opened the door for people like that, for people like Nick Shirley, because nobody was doing any investigation into this fraud that was happening in Minnesota. And here you have...
It's right underneath everybody's nose.
This guy was a YouTube goofball.
Right.
And still doesn't know how to do a good interview.
Well, and if I would imagine if you talk to any of these news outlets, any single one of them, going, why didn't anybody look into this, into the fraud, into these daycares? It was quite obvious what was going on. Nick Shirley was the one that was able to pull back the onion and show us what in the world was going on.
Aren't you kind of embarrassed?
That is
that
embarrassing.
The YouTube goofball did your job for you?
Terrible. It's terrible. That means that there is no deep dive reporting going on, period.
But somehow you're
chasing the ambulance and you're reporting on the bad wreck that just happened. You're not doing any research. None of that. I think that's dead for the most part.
We're supposed to be terrified that Scott Pelley's been silenced.
Oh, please.
What a nightmare.
God. That's more of the left. Just rah rah, go Scott Pelley. Yeah,
Yes,
poor
go.
thing. I can't believe you got fired.
Go, Scott Pelley. Go over there. Go a long ways away, will you please? Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valleydale Road, next to Ragtime Cafe. This is the place where you're going to get that special someone, the engagement ring of their dreams, or the anniversary present. A lot of anniversaries in June. Have you noticed that? People get married in June. And when that happens, obviously, you have anniversaries. And sometimes it's the 10th, and sometimes it's the 12th, and sometimes it's the 17th. It doesn't matter, because that significant other is going to want a nice piece of jewelry no matter what the numbers are. And Anthony and Company Jewelers can set you up with something that is perfect for him or her, and something that is going to fit your budget, because they have something to fit every budget there, which I love. And it is going to be priced so low, they can't afford to have sales. This is what they are. This is who they are. Check out their huge selection or get something specially made. Anthony and Company Jewelers, 2080 Valleydale Road, next to Ragtime Cafe. Online at anthonycojewelers.com. .620 Talk 99.5, talk995.com. They shall never appear together again, according to Daryl Hall. No, we shan't be working together again.
Never?
Like David St. Hubbins in Spinal Tap. All righty. That's a shame. You hate to see that. For one thing, what's going to happen to poor John Oates? I mean, he's got that big single career, like that solo career. He's been doing great guns with that, right? Yeah?
Sure.
No? Yeah.
No, not so much.
Royalties off of this.
He didn't write most of these songs. He had maybe a tiny part in some of these. I don't know. I feel sorry for him. I hope he well, he's the one who kind of blew it. He tried to sell his shares in Hall & Oates. Like he was out trying to sell his shares in the band, and Daryl was like, what? I don't think so. I think we're done here. Good night, everybody. All right, it is 6:21 with Dixon and Vining, and time to do this right here.
And now, it's Dixon and Vining's top 3 things you need to know.
President Donald Trump said during an interview Wednesday that Iran had already agreed to not having a nuclear weapon. Yeah, we've heard this before. I did have to say we have to do something about Iran because regardless of how well we're doing, we can't let them have a nuclear weapon, he said during an interview on the New York Post's Pod Force One podcast. They already agreed they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. Now, when you talk to Iran, they're like, we never said anything of the kind. I don't know what he's talking about.
Publicly, they'll deny it.
Absolutely.
To Trump, they're like, okay, we'll deal with you because we don't want to be bombed.
Well, this isn't significantly different than when you go back to the PLO. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, for instance, he was the leader of the Palestinians for quite some time, the so-called Palestinian people. And he would appear in public and he'd be like, we want to be the Jews' friends. We want to get along. Everybody wants to get along. I don't know what the problem is. And then you would catch him unawares on a cell phone video speaking to his own people. He's like, we must kill the Jews, all of them. They have to be wiped out. You're like, there was 10 minutes between these two speeches.
Exactly.
So Iran is telling one thing to the world and something else to their own people.
Right.
And it's very, very difficult to bargain with somebody under those circumstances.
And the other thing is, too, we've kind of mentioned this and we kind of know this because of, cell service, any of those things, phone lines, whatever it is, it has complicated negotiations to rely on like couriers to relay messages to whoever is in charge in Iran. So you got multiple layers here of problems. Like who's really in charge, who's making these decisions? And then secondly, you can't just like, hey, let me pick up the phone and we'll discuss this a little bit further and see if we can get further down the road.
Right.
It's a courier and it's days before they get that. Then it's days before the message returns and you're doing this. And it's probably part of the problem why this has taken so long. Because it's not as simple as a phone call.
No, it's not, because these guys are now terrified of all technology because it's been used over and over and over again. One of the things that happened early in this war was this guy's dad, the gay Ayatollah, his dad was apparently camping. They went out into a tent virtually in the middle of nowhere to try to avoid being bombed. And all we did was lock in on Israel locked in on a cell signal and took him right out. Just bam,
it was easy.
Done.
Yeah.
So any conversation with landline, a cell phone, even something as simple as Morse code. If you're using telegraph, it involves a wire, it involves a signal, and that conversation would be like, hey, listen, do you hear a whistling sound?
We only have a couple of seconds to talk, and we got to get off this line.
Bye. Anyway, we'll see how that plays out. Donald Trump does say within a couple of days.
Yeah, he thinks maybe this weekend it might be done.
Not the first
we'll
time
see.
we've heard this.
I know. I hate to even repeat that because it's like, okay, we've kind of heard this before, and you're hesitant to put any kind of timeline on it.
I certainly am.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Yazid is seeking a new trial after his life sentence in the Anaya Blanchard murder case. His lawyers are finding all kinds of reasons why things didn't go the way they were supposed to. But
allegedly didn't go well.
Yeah, look, the reality
it didn't go well
is,
for him.
Yeah, it did not go well for him. They had, loads of evidence, including that damning video, that security video of Anaya in his car. That sort of sold the jury on this guy was responsible. She also has a law named after her now.
Yeah.
Because that's that horrible thing. Defense attorneys William W. Watley Jr., Carmela Penn, and Tiernan Luck contend that the jury's verdict was contrary to the weight of the evidence and that the state failed to prove Yazid's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The motion further argues that prosecutors did not present sufficient evidence to support the convictions and asked the court to enter a judgment of acquittal or alternatively order a new trial. I'm here to tell you this is going nowhere.
Yeah, I think it'll get tossed.
Because really what they're saying is we think we should get a new trial. Why? Because we didn't like the way the old one turned out.
That's the if you want to bottom line it, that's it. And
We
if
didn't
you-
care for
If
it.
you had a problem with the way that the trial was going, that's the time that these defense attorneys probably should have spoken up. They've waited till after this, and then now they're going to use this as their excuse that this didn't go right or this didn't go well in the courtroom and procedurally things. Okay, well, the time to bring that up is in the middle of the trial. Ask for a mistrial during the trial.
Oh, I'm sure they did. It's a relatively common thing, and especially when the person you're defending is guilty of sin, it's not unusual for the lawyers to, because the way it works when it comes to appeals, the first thing you do, the judge says guilty. Here's the sentence, blah blah blah, and then you go to appeal, and the first thing you do is you appeal it to that judge, the very same judge. You go back and go, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "Yes, very sure." Okay, now we're going to file for a motion for a new trial or whatever, because what else are you going to do? They did a terrible job of defending him because he was virtually indefensible. Birmingham City Council is marking Gun Violence Awareness Month and is urging us all to wear orange.
Orange.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, we certainly won't blend in, will we? We will stand out.
Go wear your hunting vest. Put on that hunting vest. Put on that Tennessee orange. It's not in my color wheel. I won't wear it.
Oh, Andrew's covered then.
Wow. Orange, huh? That's an interesting color.
I don't know why. When did we? I guess there's two phrases that have come into vogue, and they both irritate the stew out of me because I'm a cranky old man. One of them is gun violence.
Yeah, the gun is not violent.
No, the gun itself is 100% peaceful until somebody picks it up.
That's right. That's not very fair to the gun.
Does anybody ever talk about knife violence or fist violence?
Is it gun violence if you're protecting yourself? Is it still considered violence?
A fair question. I don't know.
If I'm protecting myself with that gun, that's my friend.
There's
There's nothing violent about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was a time when we used to call it something else. We called it shooting. Like, hey, there was a shooting last night on 3rd Avenue North, as opposed to there was an act of gun violence last night. It was a shooting. Call it a shooting. Why are we mincing words? Why are we trying to soften things?
We don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, Richard.
No.
Especially the gun.
Yeah. Listen to George Carlin's take on shell shock and how that worked its way into what do we call it nowadays? I've got
post-traumatic stress
stress disorder. How we got from one to the other and all the steps in between, and how the language just goes and softens these things to the point where they're almost meaningless. The other two-word phrase that I absolutely loathe is active shooter. I'm so sick of active shooter, especially when with a straight face, somebody comes on the news and says, there was an active shooter yesterday. Well, he's no longer active, is he?
Right. He's been deactivated.
Exactly. We deactivated a shooter.
Deactivated shooter.
Yeah, he's a shooter. If he's shooting right now, I guess you can say there's an active shooter right now on the campus of
or
whatever.
An active shooting.
But after it's done, drop the word active. It doesn't apply any longer. Oh, my God. He's not even an active shooter.
Violence.
He's not even an active shooter. He's an active person perpetrating gun violence, okay?
I think those two can hang out together, right?
I wish they would. With Scott Pelley. 6:30. Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. There. That's what grinds my gears. I got it off my chest.
I'm
now I
so
feel
glad you did.
I'm much happier.
Now we can get on with the show.
The whole rest of the day is going to be great. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. drink. The original right there, baby. Doesn't get much better than that. 635, 636, Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. We here at Cumulus Media are very lucky because we have a boss who cares enough about us to have this fantastic Aqua Systems water cooler in our Cumulus Cafe. I rededicated myself to water recently. I just found that I was finding reasons to drink something else, not usually something caffeinated, but something else. And I decided it's time to get back on the water train. Man, I'll tell you what, when you're drinking the right amount of water, it improves your life exponentially. I mean, you feel so much better. Everything works better. All my numbers at my last doctor's visit were right in line with where they were supposed to be. Very cool, very nice. And the water that comes out of this particular device is fantastic. It's H2O and nothing else. Inside that box, that big black box, it takes out the impurities, it removes the chlorine and all the other chemicals, and gives you just fresh, delicious water. It's quite remarkable. You can get one for your home, too, I guess, if you wanted. But really, it's for the office. It's what it's designed for. Get your hot water, get your ice, get your ambient temperature water, and get your cold water directly out of there. It hooks up into your water system, so there's no bottles or empty bottles that need to be dealt with. Call Aqua Systems and find out more about it. And don't forget, you get 10% off your installation right now, up to $250 in celebration of America's 250th birthday. It's a big deal because Aqua Systems doesn't ever take money off of anything. This thing is very reasonably priced, though, I can tell you that. It's Aqua Systems, 383-3999, or find them online at iwantgreatwater.com. So the U.S. Mint is going to start releasing some gold coins that are 1 ounce.
1 ounce, just in time for our 250th anniversary.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is a $50 coin. Has a picture of an eagle on the front.
It's pretty good looking.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. It really is. And it's 1 ounce of fine gold. But, of course, you're thinking, well, 1 ounce of fine gold is worth a lot more than $50, isn't it? Yes. Yes, it is.
The real deal is.
Steve, do you have any idea what the, can you look real quick and tell us what the cost of an ounce of gold is right now? It's in the 3,000 range, from what I believe, if I recall correctly. Seems like I just read that the other day.
$4,505.20.
Wow.
Higher.
It has kicked up a notch, $4,500. Well, this gold coin will only set you back $5,000. So they're extra,
almost right on it.
Extra $500 for handling.
Well,
I
it's
guess.
the special edition.
Sure.
You're paying for that.
They're only making 7,500 of them, which is kind of interesting.
Another,
Yeah. It's interesting. The front has got that really just a badass looking eagle on it. And the back, they're not showing us a picture of the back, but I've seen it. It's Donald Trump flipping you off. So it's, yeah. And like, hey, you were stupid to buy this. I can't believe you spent an extra $500. What were you thinking? Nobody's doing this. It's a bad idea. Why would you do that?
You interested in buying one?
No.
Where are you on it? No?
I mentioned this to you guys yesterday. I bought my father-in-law, who did just yeoman's work on my old historic home. We rebuilt that thing from the inside out, and he taught me everything I know about carpentry, about electricity, about plumbing, everything. He taught me everything. And so when we were finished, I said to the then wife, I said, he deserves something. Like, he's always wanted a gold coin. He's a coin collector. Let's buy him a gold coin. She's like, do you know what they go for? It was like $350, I think. It was $350 back then.
Wow.
This was in the early 90s.
Steal of a deal then.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, absolutely. I imagine she still has it unless she sold it for crack money. I don't know. But I'm not alluding to anything. I'm just saying it's a
see.
possibility.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. I was surprised when this thing showed up because we bought it through the mail, and it showed up, and it was so much smaller than I thought it was going to be. It was a 1 ounce gold coin, and I was just like, that's unimpressive. Why did I think that was going to be bigger than it is? You know, you kind of have this idea of the thing that the gangsters are flipping on their thumb in gangster movies, you know, some big old, you know, the coin that they're flipping at the Super Bowl or something. It's not that big.
No.
When
Teeny
you see
tiny.
it. Yeah, you'll kind of underwhelming, let's put it that way.
Well,
Yeah.
it happens.
I don't own any gold at all. Is that bad? Should I own gold?
No. I mean, if you want it, You can have it.
I put all my money into skee ball.
Uh-huh.
Is that wrong?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fantastic investment on your part.
That's what I
I've
thought.
mentioned this.
Just keep
that
saving them up. You'll get that nice big prize at the end.
I got the tickets. I got all the tickets.
Years ago, I had a bike accident, and it chipped one of my teeth in the back of my mouth,
Ooh,
and
that sounds painful.
it got filled with gold. And I can't imagine right now what it's worth, but I've always told my family, when I die,
Well,
you better get in there and get that. You better just pull that sucker right on out and get it.
don't bury me with
Don't
this
bury
in.
me with it.
You ain't gonna like it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so, and I do. I mentioned to you guys yesterday. My mother, in the family, there were some gold coins, and she took one from the year that I graduated
Oh, yeah.
from high school. So it was a 100-year-old gold coin.
1981, right?
Yeah, and so this one was 1881.
Oh my.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful gold coin, the real deal. I still have it safely put away. I have no idea of the value of that thing, but looking at the price of gold these days, I'm thinking not only is the coin itself full of value,
Yeah.
but also the gold chain that goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, imagine that. Had no idea. All these years you've hung on to it, it's like, oh, it's got some value.
It's on a gold chain.
Yes.
You could put it around your neck.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your rapper name?
I don't know, but I don't dare wear it. I'm scared to death to wear it. You know what I mean?
Goldie Double
But
V.
it's small. It's no bigger
Is it?
than.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
okay.
it's a little bit smaller than a quarter.
Yeah.
Bigger than a nickel, but smaller than a quarter.
Like
if
I
that
said,
makes sense.
those things are underwhelming.
So it's not.
just
It's
you-
not huge,
but big enough.
but big enough
Yeah.
that somebody saw that thing and be like,
Snatch that right off your neck.
right? No.
Depending on what part of town you're in.
Yeah.
Uh,
Careful there.
No, I go see Steve over at Alabama Gold Refinery. I used to hang out at his place when it was down in Pelham. I don't think I've been to the new place in Homewood yet, but he's got those 1 ounce little gold bars in there and various and sundry coins and things that you can buy. And I've always kind of looked at it and said, it doesn't make sense to me that I'm going to give you money that I could spend on anything really, and I'm going to buy this gold, and this is supposed to be my investment. If it's so good, why are you selling it to me? Why are you not holding on to it yourself?
Well, it's a good question.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of like, all you people that are selling gold, you probably ought to be hoarding it.
You should be.
Although I heard,
burying it in the backyard.
I think somebody said to me, not that I know, but maybe somebody out there has a firm grasp on this. All of the gold in the world, including what's supposedly at Fort Knox, all of the gold in the world would fit in 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools, would fill them up. And that's all the gold there is. And you think about it, it's like, yeah, I mean, people have little gold rings and little gold earrings and things like that. You never really see a mountain of gold in any one place, except Fort Knox, and that's only in the movies because we all know they took it out long ago.
Oh, sure.
I don't know what they did with it, but
Don't
it's
know
gone.
where it's probably down where those Social Security papers are. All that IRS stuff.
It's in that cave.
Yeah, it's in the cave.
That's where they put it.
It's back in the back of the cave.
Well, you wouldn't want it in the
Maybe
front
they
of the cave.
no, they may have
It'd be too
dug
distracting.
a little extra tunnel for it. Put it
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah. Buried treasure. Did they put it in a chest?
Who knows?
So that when you find it, it's like, arg, matey.
Maybe it's in one of those burn bags at
Well,
in,
they
Washington.
keep
right?
finding at the FBI, yes.
Yeah, the FBI. They've got them in the burn bags.
more and
you
more
would never
documents.
think to look in the burn bag.
No, that's a good idea. Plus,
Yeah.
it wouldn't burn. It would melt.
no, it
But
would
that's-
melt,
yeah,
right?
it
You
would-
don't want any of that either.
Probably bad now that I think of it. You don't really want that melted gold. I think I saw that on the House of Dragons or one of those, Song of Ice and Fire situations. Somebody got gold poured over their head. That's a bad way to die.
Yeah, that really would be.
I pass. I'll pass on that
Kind
thing.
of like being
Really?
boiled in oil.
Really hot.
6:45 with Dixon and Vining, Talk 99.5, talk995.com, 545-9950 if you'd like to chime in on anything you hear. Axel F. Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Eddie Murphy is going to be honored. It's an AFI Lifetime Achievement Award.
Oh,
for his
yeah.
films.
Netflix has something on that.
Yeah.
I saw that last night.
I'm interested because I'm like, are they honoring all the films? Is Pluto Nash in there?
Probably.
Might want to rethink that. I'm just saying.
Well, hey, you got to take the good with the bad. I mean, even still, Steven Spielberg had 1941
Oh, he had a few more bad
and
films.
others, but
Yes.
that was the first one that came to mind.
That's true. Yeah, The Fablemans is in there. There's a lot of bless his heart. They can't all be winners. It is Dixon and Vining on Talk 99.5 and Talk995.com. Adam drops us a line and says, "Happy Friday, Richard." Thank you. I appreciate that. It is my Friday. It's not Friday for anybody else. Luke says, Tennessee wears orange for 3 reasons. 1, football on Saturday. 2, hunting on Sunday. And 3, community service on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Out there.
okay.
Stabbing trash on the interstate. They got to be wearing the right thing. Jason says, they aren't shooters, they're killers. Okay, if you say so. They're not all killers.
Yeah.
Some of them
A
miss.
shooter could be
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you're trying to put dinner on the table, right? You need that turkey or that deer or whatever it is you're shooting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you're still a killer because you killed it.
You killed it. That does make you a killer. Will says, forget about gun violence. It's gun justice. Okay, I like that. Richard the Cop, this has got to be a voice-to-text fail. Orange makes it easier to identify unless victims. Unless victim. Gun violence victims? What are you trying to say, Richard the Cop? Please, people, check these texts before you hit send. I'm begging you. Glenn brings up an interesting point in the Ibrahim Yazid request for a retrial. And this is something that we're seeing with the Alex Murdaugh thing.
Yeah.
Because the jury, the Supreme Court said, look, the clerk of court got her all up in the business, got all in front of the jury, said a bunch of stuff she wasn't supposed to say, so you guys need to retry him. And prosecutor said, okay, you know what? This time we're going for the death penalty. And the defense was like, whoa, what? Hold on.
That's right.
Imagine if they did that with Anaya Blanchard's killer.
Uh-huh.
If Ibrahim Yazid was like, yeah, okay, we want to give you a try. By the way, we're going for the death penalty this time. Wait, now can we rethink this? Maybe we're happy with the trial the way it went.
Yeah, you may want to leave that one right where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
That would be something. Yeah, retry it. See if you can get the death sentence.
Dixter wants to know what the hell is a mushroom stick for your coffee. Just heard on one of your commercials. People are really into this mushroom coffee. Valerie, you drank it for a little while.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is it
okay.
any good?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you stopped doing it.
Just, I like to have the pot brewed and poured in a cup, and I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
That came in a packet, and you had to go get the hot water, and then I put a little sweetener in it because it needed a little something in it.
Oh, man.
And I was like, it tastes okay. It's not bad.
Mm.
Everybody goes, ew, mushroom. No,
No.
it's not. Doesn't really. It's more of a chocolatey flavor more than a mushroom.
Well, and what I did the research on it because I thought, well, maybe this is right for me. And I was getting a lot of ads on social media for it. It was pushing all these great benefits. When I went and really did the research and looked it up, you find out there's a tiny benefit from it.
Yeah.
It was like nowhere near what these guys were claiming.
Yeah, I don't know that it's any better than just a regular cup of black coffee.
Regular Joe.
Yeah, regular.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, look, life is too short to drink bad coffee or bad
You're
tea,
right.
in my opinion.
It is too short.
When you
Don't do it.
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning and you pour yourself a pot of or a cup of something and it tastes like swill, start over.
Mm-hmm.
This is the start of your day. Let's try to make it a good one, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. Enjoy it.
And I realize that there are people out there who are like, look, man, coffee's expensive. If I buy the wrong kind, I've just got to work my way through that container until I make it to the end.
I made that mistake. I went to Costco and said, I'm going to try this other.
Mm-hmm.
I got about 3 pots into it, and I was like, this is awful coffee. Why did I do this to myself?
You know
I'm
what you
going
do?
back to day sold.
You put that up in your cabinet and you go, when company comes over, we'll serve this.
But then it'll be no good.
Then they'll never come
Be
back.
like, this is really bad.
Remember when coffee used to come in cans? Do they still have coffee cans, or is it all plastic now?
Yeah, they have cans because Costco has their own brand, and it comes in a can.
Okay.
A brown can.
Kirkland.
Kirkland brand.
Right.
Which isn't, it's okay.
We had, when I was growing up, Folgers, Maxwell House, Brim, chock full of nuts. That was about it.
Yeah.
Senka?
Sanka was a big
Sanka.
one.
Sanka was it was an instant coffee in the jar,
Yeah.
Yep.
like Bookman and Seinfeld. You keep a jar of Sanka in the
Well, you gotta
cabinet.
have
When somebody comes over, you mix them up a cup of coffee. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal because it's awful.
It's awful.
The only time you drink Sanka is when you don't have power.
That's right.
You know, in a snowstorm, no power, but you're desperate for any kind of thing.
Yeah.
Something with coffee,
Uh-huh.
and then you're like, oh, this is awful, but I'm gonna drink it.
I have a different choice
Sanka.
when I'm completely snowed in and I have no power. Vodka.
Yeah, that's another go-to.
It doesn't fix things, but it
No.
makes you care less.
Yeah.
Jerry says, today doesn't feel like Friday. With Richard being off tomorrow, today feels like Christmas Eve.
Oh,
The anticipation of tomorrow to get here is almost unbearable. Glad I
Okay.
could make your
Jerry.
day, Jerry.
oh.
Jerry, the angry trucker. McGee points out that
Something to make him happy.
in 2020, 2021, COVID deaths were falsely inflated. Regular deaths due to colds, flu, cancer, etc., were counted as COVID deaths. 2021 shows 0 counts in many categories. Yeah, it it was not a coincidence that there was not a single case of the flu while COVID was going on. Not a single case. What are the odds that the only illness that anybody would ever have?
It's not
during that
possible.
time? No, of course
Not
not.
possible.
Of course not. That was insane.
Yep.
Now we do have people getting the flu, and we still have people getting COVID, but I think we're starting to take it a little bit more in stride. We know that we're not going to drop dead from COVID. It can be unpleasant, but it's not the end of the world by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
Let me see. Joey says, my father-in-law had a mouthful of gold. He was cremated, forgot all about
Oh no,
Lost it.
Joey, go get it.
Too late. Too late now.
You need to,
Lost
if
it.
a loved one passes away with a mouth like that, you need to have a dentist coming with you.
Yeah.
Tell him to bring his tools too.
My father-in-law had the worst teeth on the planet, and he was always at the dentist, and he was getting bridges and implants and all of that. And he said, at my funeral, y'all, you're going to lay me out. I want my mouth propped open and a spotlight. Because he said,
'Cause it's
you need to
beautiful
know
in
that that's
there."
about $14,000 in this guy's mouth.
Goodness gracious.
He didn't have any gold in there, but
No.
he had a lot of dental work done. I have very strong teeth. I was very lucky. I was born, my eyes are terrible. And the rest of me
teeth
is
are good.
horribly weak. But
Your teeth
the
make up
teeth-
for it.
The teeth are doing great.
Teeth make up for the eyes.
This is a sad story. A 22-year-old woman facing charges in Blount County after she's accused of stealing hundreds of dollars from an elderly victim. Police in Aniana arrested Kaylee Milliken. Kaylee spelled Caleigh. Let's make that as complex as possible. Kaylee Milliken on numerous charges, including 1 count of second-degree financial exploitation of the elderly, 1 count of third-degree theft of property, and 5 counts of fraudulent use of a credit/debit card. Court records say Milliken stole the victim's debit card in May of 26 and made multiple purchases using the card, totaling more than $800 from an old person. Now, how did she get it? I don't know. Was it her grandma? We don't know. We don't have the name of the victim. But
What's the relationship?
yeah, one has to wonder if she went into grandma's purse,
And took it?
took it and went out and bought a bunch of stuff, thinking that grandma was never going to, press charges, so she'd be okay. Grandma loves me. That's
Yeah,
no.
Grandma loves you until you start stealing from her.
Yeah,
and
Grandma-
doesn't appreciate that.
Grandma don't love you that much.
I mean, if you are in need of something, you're better off just asking
yeah,
and saying, "I need some help."
I had my my debit or my credit card was compromised, several months ago. I remember mentioning it here. That what they do is they run a little test first, and they bought like $39 shoes, and it was in where was it? I was like Thailand or something. I was
And you're like,
really?
"No."
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You guys are usually pretty good about this, Capital One. I mean, I was trying to buy a big screen TV and a surround sound system for my new house.
And they stopped you.
And yeah, I was
Said,
like,
"Hey,
it didn't go
is
through.
this you?"
Yeah. Then I got the text. I was like, yes, it's me. Let it go. And they're like, okay, try again. Do it. I'm like, but the $39 shoes, you thought I was in Thailand? You thought I was in Thailand? Did you notice how I didn't put a plane ticket on the card to get to Thailand? Anyway, I didn't notice the $39 charge at first. And so they did a couple of others that were for more, $200 for one and like $160 for the other. And that was when I called Capital One and said, none of these are mine. You got to stop this. And it became a big crisis. suddenly, okay, we're killing
Gotta
your
shut
card.
it down.
Yeah, we're shutting your card down. I'm like, the problem is there's a lot of stuff that's automatically comes onto that card,
yeah,
you know?
that's the problem.
Because I get cash back and points on that card. So if there's something that I have to pay every month, I'd just as soon go on the card. I pay it off every month anyway, right? So then they're like, okay, well, we're going to send you a new card. And they send me a new card. It was an exact replica of the card that they had just shut down. I called them up and said, this isn't going to work. Oh, we thought you lost the card. I said, no, I didn't. I specifically said I didn't lose the card. Oh, okay. Well, in another 10 days, we'll send you another card.
10 days? You're like, I need it today.
Yeah, today would be a good day.
Could you overnight that
luck.
to me?
No such luck. Anyway, overall, they've been a really good company. I can't complain about them too much. I mean, I will, but I shouldn't. 7 o'clock, Dixon Dividing, Talk 99.5, talk995.com. We got lots going on today, including a pair of tickets to see the Molly Ringwalds coming up this Saturday at Iron City. They put on a hell of a show. Good, fun 80s music. You'll love it. Stick around. We'll give those away in the next hour.